earlier this year, I went to not only was it my first Laker game, my first game at the Staples Center, but the Grizzlies came and I saw them play the Clippers and the Lakers. And I had tickets for the Clippers, like pretty much behind the goal on the floor per se, not the floor, but a little bit of the floor, not the hardwood floor, maybe the plastic floor, light tile floor. And then I got super lucky and saw the Grizzlies against the Lakers in a press box. So I have a place that I go, super legit, non-third party. So look for tickets. A lot of you might know and be like, oh, it's not a secret. Shut the fuck up. Keep your mouth closed. Let's just keep it between us. I'm scoping these tickets out, right? And I'm about to spend like, I think the cheapest I saw was like $150 a piece. So I'm scoping. I'm seeing about, it's getting closer. It's like the Wednesday before the Sunday before the Lakers. I'm looking at the tickets every morning. I'm refreshing. I'm seeing 125. I think it dropped to 125. So I'm like, all right, looks like 125 is the number. Not bad. I held out. It was at 180 at one point, 125. Lo and behold, I wake up at 5 in the morning. I see $85, right? I go look. I'm looking at the map. I'm like, where's this $85 ticket? Because nothing should be $85 on this website. It is a press box section, right? 2 spots, $85. I bought it without even thinking twice, right? Because I'm like, this seems like a ripoff, but the site isn't a ripoff, so it's legit. But then I'm like, let me cop these first, and then we'll figure out later. So I buy them, $85 pop plus tax, whatever you're talking about, like $200 maybe for 2 people in the press box. And then I start doing my research. I'm like, what is this? Is this real? Is this real? Is this legit? I'm looking at the map. I'm like, that looks like press box or box seats, whatever the fuck you want to call them. And it wasn't until I got my tickets on the app and in bold letters, it's like, be sure to use VIP entrance. So I'm like, all right, man, like we're conditioned to not think that good things should happen to us. I think a lot of people can agree with that. It's just like when, and you know how you know this? Because when good things happen, what's the first thing we do? Man, something bad about to happen. Or, hold on, this is too good. Like, we can't just comprehend that. No, life or the universe or whatever you believe in decided, hey, it's your turn. You've been grinding and making the right decisions and getting knocked down and picked back up. We're gonna treat you for however many months or for the rest of your life. You don't know where you are in life, but instead of just enjoying it, we just stress the whole time. Fast forward this story. The Clippers tickets worked. That was Saturday. We was on the floor, but behind the rim. That was already like new to me. The first game, and then I'm on the floor. And I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. Grizzlies beat that ass. Shouts out to the Grizzlies. That's my team, by the way. Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant squad. Certain things I'm smart about with the money, and then certain things I'm like, this is an experience. This is a story. And like, look, I can tell it to you on the podcast right now. So if you ever been to the Staples Center, you got the LA Live, that whole other area where the 2 hotels is the Ritz-Carlton and the JW Marriott. I got a room at the JW Marriott. You can go see how much they go for, and I guarantee you that's the price. So we get up, they give me the high floor. We're looking over, we're facing the Staples Center or the crypto. I'm not calling it that shit. We're facing the Staples Center. Beautiful downtown. Everything's going right. Tell me why I'm in the room nervous. This is like, and I remember talking to myself in that moment, like, you really need to fix how you look at shit, or you're really like, you start to understand things about yourself. I'm like, why are you in the JW Hotel? You're gonna come out, literally walk to the Staples Center, go through a VIP entrance that's separate from everybody else, and then go into this box. That sounds amazing, right? I'm nervous, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, people would kill to be in this position. What are you nervous about? So, and the only thing I'm nervous about is I still don't think these tickets are real, bro. $85. Fast forward, we get in there. Here you go. I'm like, yo, if they say something crazy, I already got a thing in my head. Like, fuck it, we'll just walk away. Boop, scan in, boop, 2. Go through. You go through this nice low lit area. They got little pamphlets for you. See all the other people going through the regular Staples Center entrance. Cool, bet. So I'm like, all right, let's just find the room first. Then we'll figure out concessions and all that shit. Like, I just want to make sure all my shit worked before I allow myself to be excited. See, I've wasted most of that day being nervous and stressed. Lessons learned, though. I'm not like that, or I'm not all the way cured, but I'm definitely expecting and like, yeah, this is supposed to happen to me. Fuck it. Why not? So we get to the box suites, and they have a barcode to even open the door. It ain't no knocking. It ain't no keys. You put the ticket under this barcode. It says access granted. Boop, the door opens. So of course, the universe fucking with me. I'm finally getting comfortable. I'm like, oh, this shit work. Okay, boom. I go in, scan her own barcode. That bitch turned red. I thought I was finna go, code red. We have an intruder. My heart racing. I was like, oh shit. So I'm like, wait. I see the other barcode. I was like, oh, maybe it's this one. So I scan it. Boom. Access granted. Open the door. First two people we see is an Asian couple. And we assume they're probably the owners of the suite because we were dressed like a fucking Beyonce concert. And they had on flip-flops and t-shirts like we do this all the time. I was like, I hope to get to that point one day. So they walk in, they say hello, and it's like, take a seat wherever you want. Bro, I mean, it was like a dream. You open the door, and I already see the big Jumbotron screen in the middle. But the angle, you're up. It's I can only explain it like if you go to a game for the first time. Like once you've been a lot of times, none of that shit matter. But that was my first time. You go in, you see it, and then you go down to the seats with the little glass in front. And everybody else got glasses in between them. And I was like, that's such an LA thing. Like everybody want to be seen in suites. So instead of making them private, you can like look down and see who's in suites. And we sit in these seats, they leather, it's comfortable, it's spacious. And I'm just sitting there. And like I said earlier, I'm looking, I'm like, all right, bro. I'm like, dang, look at you. You're in the suite. Like, that's crazy. Like, you just walk. And I just say everything I did so I can understand that I'm living it. I don't want to move too fast or not appreciate what's going on. Moneybag Yo was there. That was cool. I didn't even put two and two together like it's Memphis. You just know celebrities go to Lakers games all the time. But Moneybag Yo was there. Memphis 1, 2. I was happy. It was funny because the suite was full of LA people. I didn't wear my jersey that game, but I was cheering for LeBron like, yeah, let's go. Oh, no, I was cheering for LeBron, but like when Memphis did shit, I was like, let's go. I'm pretty sure they probably knew though. The funniest thing was we were trying to figure out. So like now everything works. It's like, cool, whatever happened. These are my tickets. You can't say shit. But we're trying to figure out like, why the fuck were these $85, bro? That's cheap. And then the guy, the couple, the man, he starts walking around and we're in the front and we're just watching the game. And we did a douchebag move too. It was 4 seats. And we sat in these two motherfuckers. Like, I didn't even realize it till the second quarter. Because we should have sat here. So if anybody wanted to come, they could sit here. But instead, we took these, and basically, we took the whole row. Like, they could, very amateur shit, but I didn't give a fuck. But he starts going down, and he's like introducing himself. He's like, hi. And they're like, thanks for inviting us. As soon as I heard the two women say, thanks for inviting us, I was like, oh, shit. And he's coming around. So I'm like, fuck, he's coming to us. So I'm trying to hear what he's asking so I can prepare an answer. And he goes to the couple next to us. He's like, oh, where do you work? And it was like, whatever comes. He's like, oh, thanks for the invite. So I was like, oh, this is like, you know, at work, if you win 2 tickets or like flight tickets, like jobs give away, you know, raise money for charity and then they give away stuff. So I'm like, maybe this was this. So he turns around. And mind you, at that point, like, we drinking. I'm on cloud 9. Like, he's like, hey, so where do you work? And I was like, well, first we introduced ourselves. Like, oh, yeah, my name is Julian. It's my wife, blah, blah, blah. He's like, yeah, so where do you work? I was like, what's that? He's like, well, where do you work? I was like, Dexcom, which is my real job, but I'm just like, I don't have a lie for you. I don't know what list. I don't know what happened, but I just go Dexcom. And he goes, oh. I was like, yeah. And I was like, yeah, my wife, she works at Kaiser too. And it's like, oh, okay, cool. Well, enjoy if you need anything. I was like, that motherfucker probably went up to the list like, bro, we did not invite no motherfucking body from no Dexcom. And then we were the only black and brown people, so that always has its own dynamic. They probably like, who the fuck is these people? So I kind of came up with my own scenario that I think somebody may have won tickets that probably don't give no shits about basketball or sports or didn't care about that game. And since that happened on a Wednesday before the Saturday, they probably was like, yo, these are free. So whatever money we make is a profit. So I've sold tickets before and they tell you if this is a good price or a bad price or you're more than likely to sell. So I'm thinking they probably was like, yo, the game's in 3 days. Ain't nobody checking for these. Throw them up and whatever we make is a profit. They make like a $200 profit. And it was probably somebody from a job that didn't come. And so it's kind of grimy because your job sent you and then you just flip the tickets for money. And then I show up cheesed and drunk and shit. Right. So the game was amazing. And then the cool part was, after the game ended, this is our first time, right? We turn around, the box is empty. Everybody gone. Plus, they were Laker fans, so it's understandable. They just got their ass beat by like 30. So then we was like, wait, hold on. Because we're so used to being in general pop. You know what I'm saying? How they say in jail and shit, general pop. I think that's what they say. I never been. But we're so used to doing that. Like, you know, you get ushered out. You got to go. Flashlights. Ma'am, turn around. So, like, they don't bother you in them suites. It was the same day the Chargers and the Raiders were playing a playoff game, I think when they almost tied. And we look around and people were in the suite still drinking, watching the game. I was like, oh, I think we can stay in the suite. So we started, you know, we didn't do shit while people was there because we already felt like, damn, we ain't supposed to be here. But we started flicking it up, taking pictures. They had like hella beers in the fridge, man. We dumped all those in the inside pocket, took it back to the hotel and shit. And, just sat there and kind of soaked it in. Like, that's probably the first time I was able to relax because they were gone. But overall, great experience. And I'm not going to tell you the website, but what I will tell you is you deserve great things to happen to you. Don't feel guilty about that shit. Survivor's remorse, that's another word. Scratch all that, because life is about ups and downs. And when you up, you better be up. Because when it goes down, you got to have some ups to fall back on to keep you from going crazy.